Alright, welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Remember, we did a story recently where we talked about the ambulance driver with Dashwa, the Cuban nurse in Clarendon, Jamaica. People all know what Dashwa mean already. Some people offended by it, some are not. Well, we said when we did the original story that this looks personal. This look like some kind of relationship gone bad between man and woman. You know me, I say people that do them thing, lovers, quarrel, turn ugly, etc, etc. Alright, we have a voice note here that we want you to listen to. Listen to the voice note, and then we are going to play another voice note and then talk about some things. Alright, here goes the voice note right now.
On the side, she work with this ambulance service, and the lady here come from Cuba, her boss, and the lady look like she got there with the ambulance driver. So when she there work and she and him catch up, him, you know, him kind of diss her up and talk about her underneath and all kind of thing, and I don't know, she must have decided to fire me yesterday. Nikki left her at the office good and come home in the morning because Nikki work all night. And me and Nikki did the attack and attack about her and so, but she never tell Nikki say she go fire him. So it look like during the course of the day now she decides say she go fire him, and he just took out his knife and pushing her out and pushing her neck and stab her in her head. Blood that come from everywhere. And the woman own ambulance service, him hide the key. And have the woman at the office bleed out, as somebody come at the office to her and see her on the ground and bleed, and him turn up there. And when they make an alarm and I say, rush her, him at that one can't find the key. Make the woman dead. Have the key when police step on the compound, and when them come and stick him up, them take out the key out of pocket, but you don't know where the key is there.
That one right there was a lot to take in, a lot to stomach. But here's another voice note. Now for this voice note, I actually have the video clip of it, but it is shared in my WhatsApp group because I cannot share this type of video on YouTube. May I tell you, the man do the woman bad. She look away, bloody, cut up kind of thing. But here's what happened then, so you can have an idea. Alright, so this is a voice note of the scene.
Jesus Christ, God Almighty. I mean, you man just come out of the brother. Come. She's not dead. She's not dead enough. Come, please, quick. She's not dead. She's not dead. Please, she's not dead enough. She's not dead. Go on. She's not dead. SouFLoTV.
Well, people, when we do these stories, right, and we cover these stories, we don't just regurgitate what the news has already told us. We give insight. We sit back and we dissect. We look at the story from different angles, and we encourage our audience members to think outside the box and look at the story from different angles and bring their 2 cents, their intuition to the comment section so we can see way in, way out what makes sense, what don't make sense, because half of the time we only scratch the surface when the news delivers certain stories to us, right? But through intelligent reasoning, we normally come away with a better understanding of exactly what happened. Now, when I did the story originally, I said exactly that, okay? That this was a lover's spat gone bad. Anyway, when the story first broke, the story said that this was a 55-year-old nurse who was allegedly done off in Hayes District, Clarendon on Wednesday afternoon. Now, if you know about what's been going on in Hayes in Clarendon, you know so the place been dirty lately. Enough flingway and a whole lot of dashra going on there, right? She is also the ambulance service contractor and had been identified as Nancy Samuels, who is of a Cooper Avenue, New Harbor Village, St. Catherine address. So they're saying she's from Cuba, right? The Maypen police report that about 3 p.m. Samuels was allegedly attacked by the ambulance driver, and the outcome was not pretty. Alright, so hear now that voice note that gives an account. This voice note came from somebody that worked there, or is a close friend of the an employee that works there. So the story that we're getting now is that the lady actually owns the ambulance service. She owns the ambulance service, and she was in a relationship, not a platonic relationship, a lover's relationship she get involved in with this Jamaican man that she also employed, hired. You know, sometimes when people go for a job, right, and they get hired, do you know that the person that's hiring you has ulterior motives? I'm talking about sometimes, not all the time. So a man now who's conducting a job interview might hire a young lady because he sees flirtation. He sees a possibility that one day him can back her up in the back of the store and probably get some, if you know what I mean. If it's a lady and she's hiring this good-looking, well-strapping young man, she sees potentially where he's flirtatious and she could tit for tat provide employment for income, if you understand what I mean. So you'll be employed to work here, you will have a steady job and steady income, and in the process, may not force myself by you, but in the process we can probably develop something. They see other possibilities, right? Ulterior motives. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we make some decisions and we think that, boy, that's how it's gonna end, and it ends up costing us dearly down the line, right? So back to the original, she was the owner of the ambulance company, and like you hear what the lady said. The lady said the way he did her all started and all went down because of an argument that they had. You know, when time people cuss each other, I don't know if it's just, well, no, it's not just a Jamaican thing, because I've lived overseas and I've heard other people from other cultures do it. A woman can be with a man for 10 years, right? And he's always been her everything. But the day the relationship goes sour, move like a dead body, small old boy. And then for him, she could have been the best thing since sliced bread, mother to his children, brag about how good everything is in the bedroom. And the day the relationship goes sour and they start to argue, you stretch out whole girl, you big thinking, like everything. And those are things that are, how should I say it now? Those are things that are ego bruising. Those are ego bruising things. And for sometimes a woman says some things, and like I've said before, my grandfather from Clarendon, Jamaica, said to me growing up, don't argue with no woman. But he was really talking about don't argue with my sister and my female cousins, because you know, sibling rivalry. And he was like telling the boys, don't argue with the females because their strength is in their mouth and they can really bruise you. They can say some things that will make you want to get violent, right? And do some things to her. So leave them alone. Don't start trading words, because it's going to become who can say the most hurtful things. And you just don't have the estrogen to go there. Your thing run off of testosterone. You understand? And that's real. That's very real. And as I got older, I've come to realize that that is extremely real. Now, in this case, this man might have felt used and dashway. And I don't know if she come back from Cuba. They said she had just returned from a trip. I don't know if she came back and realized, say, he is having other women in Jamaica and she not take it, and the argument broke out and he can't tell her about up under herself in front of people, which is quite embarrassing. And from employer to employee, well, I hire and fire you, and today you are no longer employed. This man probably start thinking, me good job will pay me good money, even if me and you not gonna ride again. At least don't leave me without an income. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course he won't have the ambulance to drive around anymore. So transportation and all these things. And she sent him gone back to walk foot in an instant, in the blink of an eye. And that also is ego bruising. And I can only imagine him saying stuff about her church out hole and she saying stuff about him deadwood. And next thing you know, ego's bruised, plus you're fired, unemployed, and it came down to this. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV, man. I'm out. Peace.